Oh, and we are live. Hey, 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 good morning, good morning. I am LaDonna Raeh, and this is our show, Sweet Nothings, and we have a special guest today, Miss Jacquiline. I don't know why she put her whole government name up there because I know her as her radio name. J3, baby. What's up?
What's
Welcome.
what's up, LaDonna Rae? It's been a long time, girlfriend. 10 years to be exact that we share at the mic, and I am just happy to be here with you this morning.
Man, I'm happy to have you. So, what is Sweet Nothings all about? I know that last week I called myself. I was in California, right? And I was
Mhm.
trying to do this whole, you know, how people go, like, oh, I'm in LA and I'm doing my show from LA.
Ah,
I was there for a funeral. Okay, it wasn't even
okay.
that cool. But I want to say that I started off the Sweet Nothings by talking about what Sweet Nothings was all about. But I think that you and our conversations have been Sweet Nothings for about 15 years. So what do you say that this show is all about? Sweet
Well,
Nothings.
LaDonna, I think that when people hear the words sweet nothings, they automatically think of romance and sex and excitement and the kind of things that you whisper when you're doing some pillow talk. So I guess I get the feeling that if we're going to talk about sweet nothings, we're going to talk about all those things and encompass the whole spectrum of what it is to be sweet nothings. I went out on a date one time off one of the dating sites, and I took some books with me. And
Mhm.
so the guy who I went out with, and I'm just showing you the books because I just thought that, what is sweet nothings if it isn't about, love language and all those other kind of things. So anyway, he told me I was blowing his high, right? So I was thinking
Uh,
to myself, well, obviously, you don't know what sweet nothings mean to me because for me, sweet nothings is all about what we are talking about today. And that's just about the things that just makes us feel good, relationships, sex talk, how do we talk about relationship maturity? How do we talk about what it is that we want from relationships? How do we make a relationship last? And more importantly, what is it to each individual to hear sweet nothings whispered in your ear? I mean, back in the day when you had sweet nothings whispered in your ear, a man was trying to pick you up, that whole kind of blowing. That never turned me on, but okay. Okay.
Blowing what? You're high or blowing in your ear?
Blowing in my ear. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to turn you on, blowing
Yeah, it
in
is.
your ear.
That's what
And
they say.
I just don't remember it ever turning me on. It was kind of weird though. I mean, I don't know how you felt about it, but it was a little weird for me.
Yeah, that is weird for me. I don't need anybody blowing in my ear because it'll make my ears clog up. I've had that happen. And I'm like, what the? And it's just backhand slap is my reaction, but it's not a good thing. But my point
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
I don't necessarily like sweet nothings in that realm. But
Hmm.
sweet nothings
Hmm.
to me, for this show would say, well, really, it's not that sweet. It's a little
Aha.
sexy more than anything
Aha.
because
Aha.
there are things that people are scared to talk about, like sex, like how they want sex, or foreplay, how to get someone's attention. You know what I mean? So there are so many different directions we can go in, but I want to definitely talk about the topics that you and I came up with. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea to talk about it because we are in the beginning of autumn, and autumn is the beginning of the holiday seasons because we think of Halloween as a holiday, and then after that is Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I think the last holiday is probably somewhere around Valentine's Day. So if we were talking about cuffing season, and I know that you said that the cuffing season, right? Where
Yeah.
you reach out and you grab someone and you cuff them close to yourself to keep them with you during the holidays, and then when the holidays is over, I guess you just let the cuff go. I'm not really sure how that works out, but um, the definition is definitely in the Urban Dictionary, and I think that you're the one who kind of alerted me that it was in the Urban Dictionary because I just thought, I mean, back in the day when you said cuffing, you cuffing on the cocktail, you cuffing on the food. I didn't realize that you could cuff on the man or the woman. So I mean, it's just interesting how they have now come up with the cuffing season. So what's the cuffing season? So here we go. The cuffing season is a season that you go out, you find someone, and you hook up with them for the holidays because you just don't want to be. I'm sorry, I'm saying it, but you just don't want to be lonely, right? So therefore, you hook up with somebody. So I mean, if you were to look it up online, that's exactly what it says. It says, and it runs from mid-October all the way until Valentine's Day. I mean, so here we are talking about the cuffing season. Matter of fact, I was talking to my cousin this morning, and she was telling me she was going to watch the show, and she said, we can talk about all kind of things under the cuffing time. Well, boo love, boo thing, my short term thing. All of it is probably about the same thing. What do you think?
I I was about to joke because I'm thinking, okay, cuffing season for me. Um, so I was in a relationship and I ended it early summer. Now I was a little frustrated because I'm like, dang it, I done wasted part of my summer because it wasn't early enough.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
but I was okay with just being alone and being by myself. But then I'm like, man, a companion, there's nothing like having a companion. But do I just want a companion for the season? And cuffing season is, to me, it's a necessity for some people. So I'm on a dating app. I've gone out on dates. I'm just being transparent. I've gone out on dates and I still have no boo. Okay. And that's because I'm not in a rush to be in a relationship. Even though I want to skip all the formalities and just get to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I have
mhm,
to be very
mhm,
careful. I have to be very careful because I'm the type of person that'll give my all to the relationship, and I
mhm,
gotta be
mhm,
careful who I give my all
mhm,
to.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
So
mhm,
I- it's
mhm,
cuffing season definitely because, and I'm not even thinking like, yeah, the holidays. Oh my god, my holidays have been obliterated because my grandmother is where we would have our Christmas and Thanksgiving, and she's no longer having them at her house because she's in a nursing home.
mhm,
So now I got to come up with my own traditions, and it's just me and my two sons. But we make the best of it. One Thanksgiving I went to Puerto Rico, and this Christmas I'm thinking about going somewhere warm again. I'm like, let's make this the tradition. But I would like to have someone to call my own.
mhm,
But I want to
mhm.
be ready. I don't want to bring baggage just for the sake of wanting to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? I hope
Right,
that makes
right. It makes quite a bit of sense, and I'll tell you what. Is that's kind of like ba dum dum, right? Boom, but
That was my applause. That's the audience was applauding me
they
clapping for
were.
myself. Really, that's really what it is.
Well, you know what? I think I'm just the opposite. So I was dating a guy or hanging out or whatever you call it. And I don't know, he was going out for his birthday and I didn't get an invite to come hang out with him. And, that made me feel some kind of way. So I decided, I didn't want to do that anymore. I mean, here the holidays are coming. I want to be with someone who is looking to be with me for the holidays and after the holidays. And I've been guilty of meeting people and just hanging out, but I just don't think at this time in my life, I'm looking for a little bit more substance, really, to tell you the truth.
Well, what that okay. So looking for substance and finding it. He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. But everybody is playing games, and I know everybody is like the absolute, but it can't be the absolute truth. So how do
Hmm.
we get around that? I don't know what to say about that one.
Um, well, the truth is the truth when you tell it. I mean, so you could be telling the truth when it happens. It doesn't mean that it's going to continue to be the truth.
Yeah.
But I mean, we adjust it as we go along, and to be perfectly honest, I mean, I was perfectly okay up until the point where the birthday came along, and I don't want to be not invited to the birthday party or to hang out. If I'm hanging out with you, I'm kicking it with you, and we just cuffing. I want to be the person that when you go to the birthday party that you cuffing with. I don't want to be the
Oh,
person that you out having a good time, and I'm sitting around somewhere wondering about the good time. I want to be the boo love. if that's all I'm going to be, I want to be that person that you invite to go out with you. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm a there you go, audience. Right, 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 right. You are,
All
So,
right, so I gotta slide in here because if okay, let's get past cuffing season because we all know that it is cuffing season. Okay, when the leaves turn, suddenly the heads turn. Okay, but what if you're seeing someone and you feel a certain way about them, and you feel like you gotta hold back your feelings because they might get nervous and it might go in a different direction.
well, you know what? I feel like Oprah right at this moment because I probably got an answer for every single thing, and and I say that because I dated someone like that who was like, we want to keep it on the hush hush, and just so we can kind of see where it's going. But what it made me feel like it was there was no place for my love to live. I couldn't, it wasn't a place where it could live out loud. It was not organic for me because as I started to, as the kids say, catch some feelings, I wanted to be able to say, hey, I love you or I like you and I'm liking this. But then I always felt like, what if I say too much? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Is that gonna, right, right, right. And I don't want to feel that way. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be made to feel that way.
Right. I want to I'm the type of person because I'm Aquarius. I like to be free with the person. So I want to freely speak. I want to freely act. I want to freely do. You know what I mean? Now that doesn't mean be free and go out there and have others. No.
Hmm,
What that
hmm,
means is I
hmm.
want to get to the I love you because I love you, or I
Right,
think I
right,
love you.
right, right.
but but I don't want to rush and say I love you. And people have said, I've had someone say I love you to me, and I feel like if I say it back, then would change the dynamic of the relationship, or I just don't feel that way yet because I'm slow to get there. You know what I mean? I can take forever. But
Well,
I do, yeah.
no, no, no. I don't want to. I want you to finish what you were saying. I can wait. Go ahead. It's just so
I was just
interesting.
I do appreciate like when someone says I love you to me and I feel like it could be a little soon for me to reciprocate that. I feel honored. It may not seem like it cuz I don't know how to react, but I
Okay,
feel
okay.
honored. I'm like, "Wow, me?" But what can I say?
Well, you know what? For me, I don't want you to be disingenuous when you say you love me. I mean, I want it. Let me just start this conversation over. Do I believe in love at first sight? Do I believe that you can be in love with someone in a month, in 2 months? I believe that you can have really deep feelings for someone. But I have learned, LaDonna, in this life that love don't love nobody. And you don't fall in love by yourself. Two people fall in love
Well, wait,
together.
wait. Okay, I'm going to hold this. I'm going to cross my fingers so I don't forget it.
Well, I tell you
You
what.
ain't
Uh,
I'm going to slide in and I'm going to slide in cuz you didn't say nothing. I don't believe
okay.
in falling in love. I don't. I don't believe in falling in love. I think that you decide, look, I want to love this person, and then you love this person, and then you're deep in love with this person. I don't think you just go, oh, am I out of the frame? I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You were falling down. I mean, I've fallen down a couple times, and I've heard I was loved too. But you know what? Is it love or is it lust? Here we are as women. We fall in love, and men fall in lust. And I think that's where
I'm,
we
okay with
we
that.
should just change our
I'm okay
mind.
with.
You okay with that? Okay.
I'm okay with that at this point. In my 40s, it's I don't know what's going on, but I, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of falling in love and finding out that I've only been lusted after. And I think that it's important that we, kind of uh unpack that whole idea of what is love, what is falling in love, and how can you fall in love alone?
Mm. So
You
you
know, I
love
mean,
them more than they.
well, you loving them and they're lusting for you. They're liking you. They're like being with you. They're liking having intimacy with you. They're like cuffing you. They're like spooning. They like that boo love. But I think you come to a certain place in your life where you recognize whether or not someone is loving you or not by the things that they say to you, by the things that their actions, the things that they do, how they respond to you when you say, I love you. There shouldn't be a hesitation. When someone loves you and you finally get that first I love you out, right? Uh,
Mm.
both of you should be in the same place at the same time. And maybe that's the problem with relationships, that we don't have the kind of relationship maturity
I
on
yeah.
both sides.
Well, you said something, you hit it on the nose. You said something about their actions, but what if there is no action? Like, what if there is a problem in the action department? You brought up this
Um,
topic. Yes. Can you explain where this place is? What
well, you
does
know
Broke
what? I
Mountain mean? What is that? Where is Broke Dick Mountain?
well, you know what? In the Viagra commercials, right? The little blue pill. I mean, that's where the people live, right? That's looking for some help. But I think when we talk about penile erectile dysfunction in relationships. People say, oh, sex isn't everything. Sex isn't important. Sure it is. Sure it is. Because, for me, that's where that connection is. I mean, you wake up with a person, you look at them, you say, okay, I'm getting up in the morning. But how about you wake up to someone making love to you? How about showing their appreciation for you? You showing your appreciation for them, because guess what? When you connect, that uh stopping me, blocking me, and this is from a rap song, climbing up on top of me and possibly coming up inside me. That's what I think about. And if you can't climb on top of me and come up inside me, how can I connect with you? I mean, really, because you don't know a person till you know a person, till you've been inside a person, till a person's been connected to you,
You
you
know,
know.
I don't mind growing old with someone and then things going, yeah, but to start off the relationship where that's a problem is an issue for me because I don't have anything to go by. I don't have the history with you
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm,
say it's
mm-hmm.
okay. We've already had our fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm,
Especially
mhm.
when I'm in a stage in my life where that's very important. I remember being
Right.
younger, sex wasn't important to me. I was like, it was something that happened to kind of get things moving or okay, got that out of the way. But now it's important to me, even though I'm not getting any, but it doesn't, that's my own business. I just feel like I want to be selective in being in a relationship and then going in that direction. But there are a lot of men our age that don't have um the tool anymore. You know what I'm saying? They got
And
a they may have a tongue, but they don't have the tool.
well,
Yeah.
you know what? And you are absolutely correct. But then again, there is all type of um
Surgeries.
now, well, surgeries, absolutely. I mean, there's commercials, there's the blue pill, there's the yellow pill, there's the pink pill, there's all kind of pills. And let me just say this right here to you, that a lot of times, and I want to just be, people say don't generalize, but I'm gonna say this about the African American community, and I believe that for whatever reason, black men do not go to the doctor to check on that. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna do it one time, and one time is good. If you can no longer perform, that tells you that physically, maybe your testosterone level is low. Okay, maybe there could be some type of blood vessel
Underlying
impingement. Right. I mean, there could be some other underlying issues. But if you never go and check it out, because this is my favorite line. Oh, I don't want to use a condom because it's gonna desensitize it. I mean, have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that bullshit, but I have to protect myself. Like my HIV test is negative, and I want it to stay that way. And HIV is still real. That you never hear about it. You hear Black Lives Matter, and now with Kanye, White Lives Matter. and or coronavirus, COVID, but you don't hear the HIV. You don't hear about HIV, and that's still something I don't want. Okay, so a condom is necessary. Plus, I'm still fertile. Can you imagine me being 50 years old with a 10-year-old teaching them how to ride a bike? No, I'm sorry, that didn't
Um, I
come out
mean,
right. I'd be
you probably
60. I'd be 60 with a 10-year-old. There we go. Trying to
there
teach
you
them how to.
go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, no one wants to have unplanned pregnancy, so definitely want to use some birth control. I guess it's just that ploy to use a phrase or a term that's always been used, to go bareback. And my mother always said, what you can't feel, you can't miss. And so, therefore, I'm not sure why we want to have sex without condoms in the first place. I mean, uh, hell, monkeypox is out there now, and I was talking to a friend of mine and I was all like, so what happens now? There's monkeypox. Oh, can't you get monkeypox from touching people? Well, it sounds like to me you can get monkeypox from having sex. Not only just having sex, but let's just go ahead and put it out there. In the homosexual community, been between two men, and it's anal sex. So therefore, my thought is that if you are male and female, do you stand the same risk if you're having anal sex of having or contracting the monkeypox?
This is not a gay disease. This is not a gay virus. Neither is HIV. I listened to that during the era, and it made no sense. But people always want to feel safe, and they say, "Oh, phew, I'm not gay, so I'm good." No, you're not good because you have a lot of bodily fluids being exchanged. Now, I don't want to make this unsexy because this is a sexy talk. You're watching Sweet Nothings. I'm LaDonna Raeh, your host, and we have our special guest, Jacquiline. Jacqueline. I don't care that she had Underwood up there, but she comes from the radio. She comes from the radio world. She's out of St. Louis. This child has been all over the world. There was a time when I would talk to her. She'd be flying to New York for whatever. I really, and she's my dear friend. So I want to say thank you so much for being on the show. We only have like 2 minutes left, but we talked about cuffing season, y'all. The leaves are turning and falling to the ground, and that's the time when people start looking around. Okay, I think those are bars right there. The other thing is we talked about holding back feelings. If you meet someone and you feel like you have feelings for them, you want to hold,
Just a minute.
you know. So good thing those 2 minutes are up because it looks like Jacqueline has to get on the grind, and so do I.
All right. All right.
All
Next
right.
week.
Yes, thank you. Same time, everybody, on
All
Sweet
right.
Nothings. Thank you,
Thank
Jacqueline.
you. All right. You're welcome. Bye now.
Wow, that was so much fun. We wanted to keep it sweet and short, but it wasn't about nothing. It was about everything. And if you have topics that you want to discuss on Sweet Nothings, remember, Sweet Nothings is all about sexy talk, relationship talk, what you don't want to say in the daytime hours. I don't care. It's morning time. We can call it morning wood if you could, okay? But definitely tune in to us as every Tuesday. I'll have a guest host on every week and probably some additional people too to make it more fun, like a roundtable discussion. Um, Also, you can inbox and send your messages. I'm sorry, your comments, which I don't see any comments today. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Tracy said, "Good morning." Good morning, Tracy Kincaid. She's an actress that I've worked with. She's amazing, and she is a cancer survivor. She's made it public, so I'm able to make it public. And I love you, Tracy. Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The reason why it's happy, excuse me, is because we still have a heartbeat and we're able to say Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All right, Reggie McDonald says, "I'm listening to this one." I know that's right. Thank you so much, Reggie McDonald, for listening to this one and share it with everyone you can. I'm on YouTube. Go to the LaDonna Raeh Show. It's spelled Raeh, and you'll find all my different shows. My ex-husband and I have a show that we do every Friday. We've sat down at breakfast after church, well, brunch rather, and people were like, "You guys are hilarious." I'm like, "You think so? Watch our show." Okay. So we've gained some subscribers that way. Also tomorrow, Toasted While Tipping with my girl Boss Lady plus 2 will be on the show, or not on the show. We have our own show called Toasted While Tipping. So make sure you tune in to that. That's at 8 a.m. Central. Everything's 8 a.m. Central. All right? But it's time for me to get out of here because I got stuff to do. I'm your girl. I said I wasn't going to say I'm your girl. Should I be sounding sexy because this is a sexy show? Should I be sounding like this? Hold on, let me. You've been watching Sweet Nothings on YouTube, Facebook, on the LaDonna Raeh Show. And I'm your host, LaDonna Raeh. Early in the morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's what I got for you. I'll see you next time where we'll be talking about just about anything. No, that's not me. But I'll see you next Tuesday. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Toasting While Tipping. Bye-bye for now. Subscribe and share. Peace.